What's up? It's finally time for another battle rep. I enjoyed doing the shorter format last time, and the internet certainly lapped it up. Well, we're gonna experiment a bit more. A commenter called Damn That's Big reckons that 5 minutes would work well, and I think they're onto something. The last 40 reports or so have been gradually getting more and more complicated, and then with 9th I had to start including score sheets every turn. It makes them a lot more time consuming to produce and I start getting behind. So, I'm gonna try 5 minutes. I'll be keeping the scrolling rosters with music, and I'll still try and keep it meme heavy.
Why the shit would you do that, man? You've just made this more complicated.
So let's get into the report. This was one of my first games with the new Custodes codex, quite a while ago now. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna start the timer after the rosters, to give myself a bit more breathing space while still getting to call it a 5-minute report, K?
Got a loose cannon here.
We're playing Recover the Relics, a take and hold mission. For secondaries, I take Bring It Down, Stranglehold, and Abhor the Witch, while Grey Knights take Purifying Ritual, Engage, and Assassinate. Deployment. The bulk of our armies are safely behind obscuring terrain. We're also playing the large piece of terrain in the center as obscuring. He deploys his Dread Knights far back enough that my bikes can't get a shot off at them turn 1. A better picture of Grey Knights' deployment. I go first and spread out onto the 2 flanking objectives to get those sweet stranglehold points. Only my SAG guard are able to shoot, so they take potshots at a Dread Knight, but do little or nothing. Grey Knights also take both their 2 nearby flanking objectives, with 3 Dread Knights poised to focus on my topmost bikes. Next, a Dread Knight gets teleported to my backfield, and he attempts to do the same to his venerable Dreadnought, but fails the spell. He purifies an objective and gives the Rhino a 4++, then in shooting the teleported Dread Knight puts 3 wounds onto my Termi Captain. His other Dread Knights somehow only managed to kill 1 bike. So, I got away pretty lightly there. Here's my turn 2 movement, and I go into Rendax for auto wounds. Trajan the Termi Cap head for the teleported Dread Knight, 3 bikes and my bike captain take the objective down here. And up here, my Termis come down on my topmost objective, leaving the 2 bikes free to push forwards. In shooting, I destroy 1 of the Dread Knights. But the Rhino survives with 4 wounds left, thanks to its 4+ invuln.
Fuck off!
I do chip a few wounds off the big bastard back here, too. Next, I charge this Dread Knight dude guy who I couldn't shoot due to the goddamn teleport relic, but just bounce off and lose a bike for my trouble. The Termis tried to charge, but failed. The bikes down here easily finish off the Rhino, and some nasty old silver guys hop on out. Finally, my characters here wipe the floor with the Dread Knight, but not before he friggin' interrupts and leaves my Termi Captain with just 2 wounds left.
You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
In Grey Knight's turn 2, all the little silver buggers from the building come out to play, and a combined charge kills all 3 bikes. Some Marines either deep strike or teleport to my backfield, make their charge into my Witch Seekers, and wipe them all out. And combined psychic and shooting destroys all my Termis, with the last bike dying to either psychic or combat.
They betrayed me, they didn't keep their promise, they tricked me and I don't care anymore.
My bike captain does wipe out a whole 5-man squad on his own, but it's looking pretty grim. Going into my turn 3, I send my combat infantry down here through the ruins to help out my bike captain, but I feel I now just don't have enough left to deal with his 2 surviving Dread Knights, what with Trajan being stranded in my backfield. A few potshots at the rearmost Dread Knight with these sags, then they charge in with +1 strength and +1 to wound.
It's fucking fanciful, mate.
It was indeed fanciful. They pile round to try and steal the objective, but bounce off the Dread Knight in combat, and all die in return. Down here, my infantry charge in and kill most, but not all, of the jump pack guys, and a Traj plus Sag Guard combo sees the Marines on my home objective utterly crushed. So we're now on to Grey Knight's turn 3. They only get 4 primaries this turn, and I've been scoring well on those and decently on my secondaries, with 9 points for Stranglehold so far. At the start of this turn I'm about 10 points ahead, I think, with 41 points to Grey Knight's 31. This turn, however, sees the Silver Buggers reap a furious revenge. Shooting followed by brutal combat over here leaves just 1 shield guard left by the end of the turn.
Oh. Yeah, I know that.
Not sure what the Dread Knights do, but my back is now thoroughly broken. We play out turn 4, and all that really happens is the Grey Knights besiege and break my 2 southerly units, namely the last shield guard and my Vexilla. My lone Terminator makes a futile charge into a Dread Knight cause there was like nothing else he could do, and gets swatted aside, and one of the Dread Knights stomps towards me. Grey Knights get a mighty 6 points for Purifying Ritual in turn 4, too. By the end of the turn they're on 60 points to my 58, and will outscore me in turn 5, so we call it there.
It's over.
Trajan could have had a go at killing a Dread Knight, but it wouldn't have been enough to change the outcome. Here's the final score tally at the end of turn 4. If we'd finished out turn 5, I wouldn't have been able to score much more, while Grey Knights could probably get to about 80 or so. Abhor the Witch should have been a big one for me, but I just didn't kill enough. Grey Knights scored decently on their secondaries and obviously did very well on Purifying Ritual. Well, that'll do it for the main report. We're done in under 5 minutes.
I knew it. See? I knew it was fine.
I'll do a little post-battle summary and not count it towards the time limit, because I can do whatever I want.
Ooh, you're hot.
Firstly, for a psychic-heavy army, this seemed like it should be an uphill struggle for Grey Knights, and by and large it was. They did very little damage with their offensive powers, and in addition rolled quite poorly for some key powers. Their ritual secondary was as powerful as I'd heard, though. Oh, and Dread Knights still frickin' slap, of course.
How do you do, fellow kids?
I've played a fair few more games with the new codex since this one, and had more success as I've learned more about our new tools. Although it's definitely overtuned at the moment, I think they've done a good job making us feel powerful without relying on just shoving stat buffs and weapon buffs down your throat. I just have so much else in the pipeline that I'm not sure when I'll next use the Golden Banana Boys again. Next up is Orcs, and hopefully not long until more Harlequins too. Well, that's the end of the report. Thanks to my opponent, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thanks, bye.